5 things I was not allowed to do as a foster parent. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Nicole Bader. I used to be a foster parent for the past 5-ish years, and I recently surrendered my license in December because our 2 foster sons became adopted, and we do not want to foster anymore at this current time. Number 1, as a foster parent, you are not allowed to use corporal punishment with the children. No spanking, nothing like that. Now, for a lot of people, this is common sense. Actually, a lot of parents these days don't spank their children at all, regardless of if they are foster parents or just regular parents. But some people in foster parent training had to actually be told, don't spank your kids. The reason why it is especially important not to spank foster children is because they have been through trauma, and spanking could cause more trauma to them. Some of these kids have been physically abused, and so to do something like to spank them, it could remind them of the abuse that they've experienced. We as foster parents do not want to further traumatize children. We want to protect them. And a lot of the negative behaviors that they might show are results of their trauma. You don't want to punish them for having these negative behaviors and these negative feelings when they are trying to deal with the trauma of things that have happened to them in their short little lives. The second thing you can't do as a foster parent is give your child a haircut. I know that surprises some people, but the foster child comes from their own family. They come with unique cultures, beliefs, all sorts of things, and you want to respect that biological family. And the biological family still has rights. And one of the rights they have is to be able to decide whether or not their child is going to get a haircut. This is especially important for certain Native American cultures and other cultures where hair, for various reasons, shouldn't be cut. And so if you do want your child to get a haircut, for example, we fostered babies, and we had a baby boy whose hair was just getting really long, starting to get into his eyes. And with baby girls, you pull the hair back with a headband or a bow or clips or whatever. But with boys, you could start make a little man bun for the baby boys or whatever. But it's easier if you could just give them a haircut, right? But you do need to get parental permission before you do that, because the parents do still have rights, and you don't want to drastically alter the appearance of a child. Just don't give them a haircut unless you actually have permission, and then you can give them a haircut. The third thing you can't do as a foster parent is take them across state lines and spend the night over there without permission. Now, I know this is hard for some people if you live close to the border of 2 states. Like, I have gone over to another state to get gas because gas is cheaper over there than it is in my state that I live in. And that's okay if you're just like driving over to go shopping or do whatever and then come back again. But if you're actually planning on staying at a hotel, or you're going on vacation, or staying at someone else's house, you do need to get permission before you do that, because children cannot just be crossing state lines without consent. The fourth thing you cannot do as a foster parent is you cannot let the child sleep in your own bed with you. And this is hard for some people when you've got a toddler who is crying and waking up during the night. You just want to snuggle them in your bed and let them sleep with you because they're scared or they're having nightmares and they need that comfort or protection. But this is for the safety of the children. And, for babies, it's a safe sleep thing. You don't want to accidentally smother the child, that kind of thing. But when they're older children, even then, you can't let them sleep in your bed because of the bad negative things that can be associated with that. And even if you have completely pure intentions as a foster parent, it is simply a rule they cannot share a bed with you. So what can you do to comfort a child in the middle of the night who is scared and doesn't want to go to sleep in their own bed, in their own room, whatever? You can stay there with them until they fall asleep. You can kind of set yourself down on the floor. If you want to hold their hand, put your hand on their head or their back while they're trying to fall asleep. If they're waking up during the night and they're crying for you, you're going to be coming to them rather than them coming to you. You comfort them and you help them learn how to sleep independently, but it's going to be hard sometimes with certain kids, and they're going to need a lot of help and support. But you'll make it through. I've made it through some really difficult times with especially this one baby who had a lot of issues, and he did not want to sleep in his crib. And as much as I thought, oh, it'd be so easy if I could just snuggle up with him in bed, I had to do what was safe and what was right, and eventually he became a really good sleeper. The fifth and final thing I couldn't do as a foster parent was I couldn't stop myself from loving them. This is not an official foster parent rule. This is just me personally. There was no way that I could stop myself from loving these kids. I know they were not my children, but they came into my home, and the minute they stepped in those doors, I felt the instincts of a mother to care for them and to love them. I've only fostered 3 kids in my life. One of them moved on to another situation, and 2 of them I ended up adopting with my husband. I think about that other child, though. He only lived with us for a little less than 3 weeks, and I still think about him and wonder about him and care about him and love him. And I would say that if you, as a foster parent, are not loving the children, then you're probably not doing it right. But these kids need love. They desperately need love, and it's okay to love the kids. And yes, it's going to hurt you if or when you have to say goodbye to them, but that's what foster care is. It's hard, it's messy, but the kids deserve the love. Even if it hurts you, they deserve the love. And those are the 5 things I could not do as a foster parent. Thanks for watching. Feel free to subscribe if you want more of this kind of thing. Like the video if you enjoyed watching it. And I'll see you next time.